Ready to go?
Yep.
We're live.
Hi there, I'm Dr. Heather Sanderson here at Neurohacker Collective, and I just had the pleasure of hosting Dr. Terry Wahls on our podcast, Collective Insights. And so, Dr. Wahls, welcome to Facebook. We just wanted to highlight some of what we talked about. I think one of my favorite parts of our conversation was talking about your poop emojis. Everybody knows what to get you for Christmas next year.
Absolutely. There we go.
So tell us why poop is such an important part of your practice in medicine.
The microbes in our gut metabolize the food that we eat, make these small metabolites that get into our bloodstream and help us run the chemistry of life more optimally. It's a vital part of health and vitality is to have a very diverse microbiome so we can have all those necessary metabolites.
And a diverse microbiome, it really relies on a diet that introduces lots and lots of extra microbes. So you talk about the Wahls Diet. Tell me what the gist of the Wahls Diet is and how that affects the microbiome.
So I'm trying to get people to have more vegetables. So we're talking like 9 cups of vegetables, so 3 dinner plates of vegetables. I also encourage having more fermented foods, more sauerkraut, kimchi as well. And the goal is to have 200 different plant species in a year. So diversity goes a huge, huge way to having a more diverse microbiome.
And then these changes, if I don't want to have Twinkies and Coca-Cola and my Big Macs, like that's kind of, for a lot of people, that's a really big decision to make. What do you find it helps to motivate people most into turning away from a standard American diet towards more of a Wahls protocol diet?
So we ask them what do they want their health for, that can be very helpful to identify a little more meaning to do this together as a family. And we also do some work with the hero's journey. What is it that they need to learn and to bring back to their family and to their community about their healing journey?
What are some of the more common whys that you guys come up with?
So people, it's often family-centered. People are wanting to get better for their grandchildren or their wife. They're wanting to be able to see their daughter or their son graduate from high school or college or get married, or to meet the new grandchildren that are being born. And family really is the most common why that matters to people. Absolutely.
What's your why?
My kids, as I was getting more and more disabled, I looked at my kids and I knew that I wanted my kids to grow up to be emotionally successful and financially stable. And so I could go to work every day and show them that no matter how difficult life is, you always just do the best that you possibly can. Or I could give up and not continue, and I'd be teaching them that when life is difficult, you just quit. And so that was my focus every day, was get up, go to work, and do the best that I can.
And you have this absolutely inspiring, incredible story of being diagnosed with progressive MS and then completely and fully recovering. What would be some of the tips you'd want to share with somebody else who might have been diagnosed with MS?
So I spent 4 years in a tilt recline wheelchair, but despite getting the best care, the newest drugs, including Tysabri, but when I created a diet and lifestyle program designed specifically for my brain, within a year of this new program, I went from being unable to sit up, struggling to walk 10 feet, having severe horrific pain due to trigeminal neuralgia, to having the pain gone, the fatigue gone, mental clarity back, and I was able to bike 20 miles. And this transformation happened very quickly as I adopted this very specific diet and lifestyle program. And we've do clinical trials. We've shown that others have been able to have marked improvement in quality of life, improvement in mental clarity, reduction in pain by adopting this protocol. And we are still doing research, testing this in others, quite successfully, I might add.
Will you tell us about your newest research project and what you're most looking forward to finding out as you continue your research?
Well, the current research funded by the MS Society is comparing the Swank diet, which is a low saturated fat, and the Wahls diet. We'll finish that up at the end of this year, analyze it in 2020, and you'll expect us to be reporting that out in 2020. That'll be very exciting. The study that we'd like to do next is to compare in newly diagnosed MS patients who have decline drug therapy, that we would give them essentially diet and lifestyle, the Wahls protocol. At baseline, measure their brain, their visual function with blinded assessors, and compare that to a group of folks also newly diagnosed getting standard drug therapy. And we'd have them come back in a year's time and see what the impact on brain structure, brain volume, and function is. And the big question we're asking is diet and lifestyle inferior to these potent biologic disease-modifying drugs? Because that's a very important question, because many people would like to try diet and lifestyle first, and we don't have any research that tells us, is this equivalent, is it or inferior?
And as a clinician, we're often asking, are we potentially harming our patients by giving them things to do that are not drug related? Is there some potential harm in just saying diet and lifestyle is a safe approach?
It's a very, very important question. And we have many patients who really want that answer. So we've been raising funds for this study. It's a $500,000 study. We're halfway there. We need to find another $250,000 to finish the fundraising for that study. But I'm very optimistic. I think we can do it.
Hopefully our community can contribute. Dr. Wahls, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. I have learned so much and been so inspired, and hopefully we'll be able to have you back again.
Okay. And for your listeners, if you want the one-page summary, please go to terrywahls.com/diet.
And get the Wahls Protocol book, and then the Wahls Protocol recipe, the cookbook that goes with it.
And begin taking your life back.
Thank you, Dr. Wahls.
Thank you. Sounds good.